Seeing none, moving on to approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? The agenda passes 7-0. Minutes. Does anyone have any changes to the minutes? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? The minutes pass 7-0. Updates. Laura.
Hi guys. So Rock Your Semester is this Friday from 2 to 4 in the Union lobby, right in front of the ballroom. It's a peer advising time where somebody from each major will sit there. They'll be syllabi for classes. You can come look at syllabi, talk to people in the major about what classes are good, what classes aren't so good, what professors are good. It's really an advising opportunity, and there's a ton of free food. So again, that's this Friday from 2 to 4. Eat our free food. We're still looking for volunteers for the Monday before break day, so that's April 15th. People who want to help set up from 11 to 2. If you're interested, please come talk to me after the meeting or email me at SAAAC. The professor recognition ceremony is May 1st in this room. Nominations are still open. They'll be open until April 5th, which is next Friday. Please, please, please nominate a professor that has, had a huge impact on you, a professor that's made themselves available outside of class, showed you support. It's one professor per student, and it's a really, really easy nomination process. You just write a paragraph, write 4 paragraphs, do whatever you want. As little or as much as you'd like. It's a big deal for these professors. They really are honored when it's nominated by the students, and it really looks good for your department. You don't go to a wealthy school, so any recognition that your department gets, they really appreciate. So again, those nominations are open until next Friday. There's a link in the WhatsApp. There's one that was just sent out, and there will be future links. You can also find it by going on Nightlink, going to the events, and finding nominate your professor, and then when you click that, there's a link. It's really complicated, and I apologize, but again, Nightlink events, nominate your professor. Please do it. Tell everybody you know. Finally, AAC will be having their e-board elections. Anybody is welcome to join AAC. It's a really great standing committee. It's academic affairs committee. It's a great way to get involved with student affairs. It's a really good resume builder. And we meet on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So you have to be available Tuesdays at 7 p.m. We have available the positions of vice chair, secretary, PR, and treasurer. And if you're interested in any of those, please send a letter of intent to aac@geneseo.edu, or you're welcome to talk to me after the meeting. Also, the sociology department is having their first ever sociology conference on April 27th. It's $5 in the Hunt Room from 11 to 4 p.m. And all of the professors will be talking and sharing their research, so it's a really cool opportunity.
Thank you. Sylvia?
Okay, so we also have, IRC has its elections actually coming up this Monday. So if you are living on campus next year and you're interested in running for an IRC position, you have to be free on Mondays at 8 p.m. And we have the positions of National Communication Coordinator, Secretary, Vice Chair, Treasurer, Campus Relations Coordinator, and Programming Coordinator, all open for elections this upcoming Monday. If this sounds like something you might be interested in and you're living on campus, I can't emphasize that enough, you do have to live on campus next year. Come and talk to me at the end of the meeting. I can talk to you a little bit more about what the positions are, because they're not necessarily as straightforward. But letters of intent are due in the SA office, in the IRC mailbox, or in my mailbox by 4 p.m. this Friday. Other than that, our first week of our Constitution and bylaws passed in IRC for the 2013-2014 year, the changes that we made, and we will be having our second week reading next week.
Casey?
Everyone, welcome back. Hope you had a good break, and it's going to be some fun trips like Crew and Ultimate. So hope that was successful. Budget review is almost finished. So we met today and we'll be meeting again tomorrow to kind of finalize the budget. Basically what we're doing is making sure that we have enough money to allocate to everyone. So we are doing some cuts, doing what all that is going to do. As the exec, we'll look at it next week, and those will be published by the end of next week to all of you, so you can either approve them or then go through the appeals process, which I'll elaborate more on next week when we get closer to it. If I could see the gag rep after the meeting, nothing's wrong, but just I have a meeting.
Justin?
Hey everyone, I hope you're ready for some really over-caffeinated updates. First of all, Club Sports met yesterday, and we finally revised our bylaws and constitution, making it more of an ad hoc body. So this will be before us with much hope for the speak. There's just a few stylistic things that have to change. But that's, so I'm happy about that. And second of all, so for everyone who isn't aware of what medical amnesty is, we've been talking about it, actually, not just me, but the Student Association Executive Board and the Student Association for the past 4 years have been talking about this policy. But basically, as it stands right now, there's nothing to protect a student who's underage who has been consuming or in possession of alcohol, who calls a medical emergency for someone that student encounters who's incapacitated or threatens or endangers him or herself or others, from being prosecuted for possession or consumption of alcohol when a college employee is responding to that call for help. So, in a way, it de-incentivizes people from calling for help in medical emergencies, especially if you're underage. It's a pretty common sense policy. So what medical amnesty or good Samaritan calls for is an exemption from those policies pertaining to consumption or possession of alcohol if you're underage, and someone catches you, in the process of responding to a medical emergency. I don't know, it may be related in a way to entrapment almost, except it's coming from an altruistic act and helping another. So there'll be a rally in support of medical amnesty, and we'd really love to have people in direction signs. I want to be very clear, we're not going, so the body that will deliberate, including this clause, is the College Council. I want to make it very clear we're not going against the College Council. We want to make sure our voices are heard. We want to make sure the College Council knows that we care about this policy and we want to see it implemented. There'll be a rally. We'll start at the Union Patio, assuming I have approval. I still have to talk to Chip Matthews. It's reserved, but we can make sure everything's kosher on that. On April 10th at 3:30. So it's during all college hours. And it should go until 3:15, 3:30. After that, I have to reserve the space, so we'll go up to Irwin, march around carry signs. There'll be a few speakers and a megaphone, so it'll be a pretty official college rally. Love to have you there. I know Community Health Alliance is really interested in this particular thing. Or Community Health Alliance? Are you here? Okay. Probably not many issues about this. So it's a pretty common sense policy, right? I'm make sure it's included. Along the same lines, I have a bunch of letters here. I'm going to distribute them in a second. Calling for medical amnesty or Good Samaritan policy. We'd love to have you sign this, print your name, and write your class here. Assuming you're agreed to it, you're not compulsed to sign it, but it's a pretty common sense and a good policy. I'll distribute them now. And also, I'd love for you to bring this back to organizations. It's vitally important to show all these letters. What I'll be doing is bringing them to the College Council meeting on April 12th. They'll actually be discussing the implementation of amnesty policy and hopefully adopting it. So I'll distribute these letters now. We must turn them at the end of the meeting to any of the members of the SA. And if you want extra copies for your organization, just follow me to the SA office after this and I'll make extra copies for your organization.
Thank you. Sadie?
Alright, I have quite a few updates today. LSA is having their Sabor Latino, their cultural dinner this Saturday. Tickets for students are $6. Doors will open at 5:30. The dinner and show will begin at 6. You can buy these tickets upstairs in the lobby as usual. On the menu, you will find rice and beans, cheese empanadas, churros, in addition to other things. Costa's Poker Night, if you guys remember when they came here to ask if I wanted to do that, is this Saturday. Sign-off will begin at 9, and the tournament will begin at 10. They had to cap it at 85 people because they don't have enough chairs for more than that, or tables. There was a seating problem. But if you want to make sure that you get in on the tournament, be there at 9 to sign up. Prizes include an Xbox. That is. I was looking at Nook at the same time, so I exposed letters, and a Nook, and gift cards to Walmart. Okay, from the Office of Multicultural Affairs, I have an update on April 1st at 7 p.m. in the ballroom. Rita and Bill Spender will be coming and giving a lecture about the American historical deliberate denial of education, which is a really major issue for anyone who is involved in education, like any college student. So that sounds like a really great event. You should go to it. I will be there. ESU is currently holding a fundraiser for an organization called Building Minds in Sudan. And it costs $1 to purchase a brick, and it costs X number of bricks to build a school in Sudan, and then they'll be sending all the money to Sudan to help build schools there, which is an excellent cause. Pride and WAC are having their co-cultural dinner this year on April 13th at 5:30. Tickets are $6, and there will be aerial acrobats there, which is really exciting. And Shakti, APO, and MSA are holding a fundraiser together for an organization called Women for Women, and there will be henna and performances April 10th and 11th in the Union lobby. All right, those are all of my EASE updates. Now I'm going to talk about budget advocacy. This year's budget advocacy trip to Albany will be happening on April 22nd. You will be excused from your classes since you will have to miss those. It's an all-day trip. The bus will leave at 6 a.m. from the Union, and you'll probably return in the neighborhood of 9 p.m. So it's a major time commitment, but it'll be really worth it. You'll have the chance to meet with your senators and representatives or staff members of those offices. And it's free. There's a $5 deposit that you will get back once you are on the bus, and you can sign up for that starting tomorrow in the SA ticket office. They have like a sign-up sheet, and you have to fill out some driver forms. If anyone has any questions about that, please see me after the meeting.
Thank you. Matt?
FGFT tickets are still on sale and will be until it is sold out. The opener will be announced very shortly as well, which is really exciting. This week we are starting AC election interviews, so like over the next 7 weeks, these are the only weeks of the semester that AC is closed because, the confidential information on elections, of course. Citizens Weekend is coming up really quick, actually, and I forgot about it. April 5th is the Friday and the Saturday, not this weekend, but next weekend. The biggest show for you guys is going to be Sideswipe, which is the last Limelight Night show of the semester. It's going to be at 7 p.m. in Cool Gym. Tickets are $6. It's like a really cool martial arts performance. I Googled it and they look fantastic. I would highly recommend going. Then I have two updates that are non AC related. This Monday is when the Biloxi May trip closes. They have like a very low amount of people going right now, so I definitely recommend if you are interested to go. There's still like some of the money that we allocated for financial aid, and Livingston Cares is willing to like give you additional money from our account for separate donations if you need additional help. And then the last thing is that this coming Monday as well is the President's Outstanding Achievement Award for student organizations and the Outstanding Advisor Award. So if you think that your student organization is particularly deserving of that award, or that you have a really fantastic advisor and you want to recognize them, definitely apply. Both of those applications are on the Gold website.
What day is the night we're doing again? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
It is Saturday, April 3rd.
Thank you. Forrest?
Everyone, as you know, the state elections have passed, so if you want to get your name on the ballot, it's too late. Also, the referendum passed. In case you have not known, there will be a budget next year, so that's exciting. But I just wanted to reiterate some of the other board members' updates tonight. The professor recognition ceremony, I went last year, and it's really great to see the professors actually enjoy and like appreciate how much students appreciate them, because they don't really get this recognition otherwise. So I really encourage all of you, if you know everyone has a favorite professor, so you should probably just write their name down on the application, and they would love to have this recognition. Also the trip to Albany, Sadie and I are working on advertising for that. This is also a huge deal. Professors, again, love this because it ensures that we keep their departments and keep their jobs and keep our majors. So it's really important that Albany hears from us. We actually, surprisingly, were able to turn back the SUNY allocation model with our letters last semester. So imagine what we could do if we actually go to Albany and tell them that we are voting for, that we care about this issue. It could actually have some political capital in that way. Also, medical amnesty. This is a huge deal too, because I know lots of schools that have medical amnesty policies, and for some reason, for some reason our school does not. So, some members of college administration say that we have a working medical amnesty policy, but it just isn't written down. I personally have seen kind of both sides of this. I've heard the reasons why we don't have it through my experience as an RA and stuff, and on this board. But I think I've seen enough first-hand incidents where we can really benefit from a medical amnesty policy, especially for new students and younger students, like freshmen who may not know as much about alcohol as upperclassmen. So I think it's a I think it'd be a really great way to increase safety in their community, and it's coming from RA and a member of the Student Association and a member on this committee, and President-elect, so, yeah. If everyone could please stop by the SA office, pick up some letters, and bring to your clubs. I think everyone would benefit from it. And that's it.
Kate?
Two things. If I could see the rec from CASA after the meeting. And SA Merit Awards are available, information is on the SA website. And it's also on my courses, and you can just go on there and register. It's SA Merit Awards for Leadership, Diversity, and Service. You have to have a 2.7 or greater GPA, show demonstration within those categories. Definitely, when you apply, which category you want to apply for. And it is open to, if you are a graduating senior, it is open to seniors also.
Okay, so is anyone here from USAEC that would like to talk about the election?
Can I just say anything?
Yeah, I mean, you can get, and well, not anything, but like,
Is there limited results and stuff?
well, if you want to announce, this would be the time when normally the USAEC chair would announce results and things about maybe special elections that might happen or other things.
I'm Dan, I'm a member of the USAC committee. I'll be chair next semester.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Depending.
It's an appointment process.
Yeah. So the elections went very smoothly, great turnout. Forrest is the president. IRC chair went to Olivia Kelly. I really forgot the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, all the uncontested ones like were fine, and then I forget the names. I wasn't really prepared for this. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That is okay. Okay.
No,
President is Forrest. Vice President is Katie. I'm sorry, I don't know your last name.
Katie Becker.
I'm gonna butcher people's last name. PR is Riley Welch. Virgil, sorry. Riley. AC is Jenny. Jenny Keller. SA is Bruno, and I cannot pronounce his last name. It starts with a V. Director of Business Affairs is Rob Terreri. IRC, we already said. And
AC is Effie Barbagiannis.
Okay.
So congratulations to everyone.
Okay, so my personal updates. Congratulations to all the new SA exec members for next year. Have fun. This past couple weeks, I attended the SUNY. I attended the SUNY for the Geneseo College Budget Committee meeting, where we look at the proposed budget for the next year, and we look at the ways in which the school is going to distribute any less restrictive funds. So we started off with that. I don't know, whenever the next meeting is, we'll continue to work on that. At an all-college meeting a couple weeks ago, which I'm sure that most of you are aware, President Dahl announced his retirement. So that's a very sad thing. It's going to be very upsetting to see him go. Other than that, SUNY has proposed its budget. It's not yet approved, but SUNY has finalized what they're going to ask for from the state. At this point, with Geneseo, while I don't have any definite stuff, it doesn't look like we're going to be poorly off. At this point, lobbying wise, and if you want to spread the word and just for anyone's general knowledge, the big ticket thing is that we want to explain to SUNY to, just because the state-owned hospitals are doing really poorly, it is not our responsibility as state colleges to help bail them out. So please keep the funding separate, and please don't have us deal with the burden of fixing the SUNY, or not the SUNY, the state hospital system. But so far we're looking like we're going to be pretty good. Open updates. Work crew.
So we had our new earns on Monday, and we just wanted to say thanks to SA and everyone for helping us, and hopefully we'll have a really good season now.
Sylvia?
So I forgot one other announcement. IRC has an application open to attend the NACUR conference, which is the National Association of College and University Residence Halls. So if you are going to be, you can't be a graduating senior and apply, but if you're going to be here next year and you're also an on-campus student, and you want to attend a conference where you'll gain valuable leadership skills as well as have the opportunity to present programs and attend other programs, this is a really great networking experience for student leaders from across the nation. So it's about 3,000 to 5,000 other students who will be there from colleges and universities, not only nationally but also internationally. And as my national communication coordinators put it, have the best time of your life. No joke, I'm reading from an email right now and that's what it says. So the conference this year is going to be at the University of Pittsburgh. It's from May 31st and to June 3rd. So it is after the semester ends, but it is we would be paying for it. So you wouldn't have to pay anything, and the application process is tinyurl.com/NACUR, NACURH 2013. It's a really, really great opportunity to get to not only gain some valuable leadership experience, but get to know some people who live on this campus as well as across the nation. I have been to 2 so far, and this is going to be my 3rd and last conference, and I'm really, really, really excited. The application is due on Friday, April 5th at 11 p.m. That's a weird time, but by 11 p.m. And if you have any questions, please email gencc@geneseo.edu, or you can come ask me any questions at the end of the meeting. Thanks. Wait, I have one more.
Okay, Sylvia.
This is not IRC related. So on April 10th, APO is having a bone marrow donor registry drive, so you should come to Unite Spot from between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. either before or after the rally that is occurring that day, and register to be a bone marrow donor. There are not nearly enough people on the bone marrow donor registry, so this is a really, really great way to perhaps have the opportunity to save a life, because if you are a match, you get to do something really, really incredible, which is help someone who is seriously very, very ill, like DKMSing and delete blood cancer. So if you're interested in becoming a bone marrow donor, stop by the drive 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Night Spot. Thanks. April 10th.
Other open updates.
You probably noticed all of the purple around campus. That's because Steve is paint campus purple, and today in Union we had Walter Bucks and Dan Martin shake his head.
Yeah.
$260, and we raised $350 on the spot. So, yeah. And tomorrow is Purple Night at RJMJ, and we will be asking for donations there and
I was just going to actually say congrats to College Against Cancer for getting very deserving volunteer service award last night. You guys did great work.
Any other open updates? Okay, seeing none, moving on to old business. Item 74-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $3,000 from budget increases account 1099 to SA programs conferences account 1002 from the current and future conference requests. Second of 2 readings, Casey.
Hi everyone. So basically nothing's changed. The $3,000 is to make sure that we have enough money within the conferences line to pay for not only the conferences that are on the agenda following this, but then for any conferences that we should see in the future. Basically, where conferences stands now is about $2,087, and with the 2 requests totaling just over $3,000, would leave about another $2,080 in that line for the rest of the year to have conferences.
Any questions for Casey? Discussion on the reading? Okay, moving on to approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstained? The reading passes 6-0-1. Moving on, item 75-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $1,500 from budget increases account 1099 to Academic Affairs Committee account 1100 to add to the Social Academic Drawing Fund. Second of 2 readings, Dara.
Hi everyone, I'm Dara Gill, Director of Academic Affairs of the Student Association. I presented before spring break a The way that our budget works is that we have 2 drawing funds. We have one for on-campus and one for off-campus. So this is to replenish our on-campus fund. We're asking for $1,500, and this money is going to probably go for like your department picnics, end of the year picnics, things of that nature. That's what they tend to do at the end of the year. So, yeah.
Questions for Dawn? Justin?
There are like 4 or 5 movie stuff around there.
Our last meeting will be April 30th. So yeah, there are 3 meetings in April, and I think there may be like 5.
Discussion on the reading? Justin?
Screening and other streets before, I know that they all come in like in the last 2 weeks, and like there's 6 or 7 requests for end of year picnics. And it seems like a wise move.
They're all around $200-300.
Okay, seeing no further discussion, vote on the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining?
I abstain.
The reading passes 5-0-2. Congratulations. Item 76-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $1,800 from budget increases, account 1099, to Academic Affairs Committee, account 1100, to add to the off-campus events drawing fund. Second of 2 readings, Darna.
Okay, so this is the other portion of our budget. This pays for like off-campus events, conferences. Anthropology Club is going to see Cirque du Soleil in New York right now. We also just approved School of Business to go to a big accounting thing in New York. I can't really tell you the details, but it's cool. So this is kind of just to make sure that if there are any final conferences that people want to go to, that we can provide the funding for that. Because at the end of the year, we probably won't have as many of those, but they are more expensive, so that's why we have the $1,800.
Any questions for Dara? Discussion on the reading. Voting on the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining?
I abstain.
The reading passes 5-0-2. Item 77-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $1,108.61 from SA Programs Conferences, account 1002, to Japanese Cultural Club, account 1901, to fund a trip to the Japan American Society of Washington, D.C. Cherry Blossom Festival from April 12th to April 14th. Second of 2 readings, Japanese Cultural Club.
Hey guys, just a brief reminder, we're hoping to send 28 members of our club to the Sakura Matsuri Festival in Washington, D.C., where we can do volunteer work, and nothing else has changed besides that.
Questions? Kate?
Doing the volunteer work, did you have volunteer forms that you had to fill out?
Yes, I do. I can speak to the president about that.
Any other questions? Discussion on the reading? Moving on to a vote on the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? The reading passes 7-0-0. Congratulations. 78-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $1,902.70 from SA Programs Conferences, account 1002, to fund Geneseo Quidditch to attend the Cultural Cup from April 11th to April 15th. Second of 2 readings, Geneseo Quidditch.
Alright, how's it going, guys? I'm Rob Cherry. You guys know the gist of it. We're requesting where's the money? $1,902. The original 300 came out from our first reading. The rest we're requesting is going to go towards transportation costs and food. That's pretty much it.
Questions for Rob? Malcolm?
I have a question, but it's actually for Casey, and I'm sorry. Where's the extra documentation that you promised? It's right here. In the middle, by the way, another printing error.
Where?
It's got budget realignment form in the middle of the minutes.
Not all of them have that.
Yeah.
It's 2 pages.
To answer your question, so Rob and I spent like 3 hours together today, and both of us forgot this was even on the agenda. So I didn't put that information in. guess if you have questions, or ask them, comments, and then basically we went over it. All the information is in the original packet of the request, just not the supporting, the supplemental information.
Right, the only thing that's also.
Like the request had all the figures in it.
Right. The first week's reading had all the financial information, just didn't have the rationale or the roster.
Right.
But it was submitted with the original request.
And so you guys have that on file at the website office?
Any other questions for Rob? Or Casey?
Anyone?
Oh, Sylvia?
How many people do you have going?
We're taking 22. 21 plus those,
Okay, any discussion on the reading? Sylvia?
I'm really excited to hear how you guys do.
Yeah, our pool is going to be, we're playing Michigan State, Texas State, I want to say LSU, and University of Toronto is in our pool for our first play.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, moving on to voting on the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining?
Thank you.
Congratulations. 700. New business. Item 79-1213. Be it resolved, the SA Executive Committee allocated up to $365 from budget increases, account 1099, to SA Programs, account 1002, to start a new program to fund the travel expenses for a professional dance instructor to provide instruction at a ballroom dance club's meeting on Monday, April 15th. First of two readings.
Hi guys, my name is Matt McClure. This Alfonso Trigiani is an internationally recognized expert in ballroom dance. He has a weekly TV show on Long Island and New York City public access channels. Alfonso is also the husband of the keynote speaker for Great Day, the best-selling author David Sobel. Mr. Trigiani will offer a 1-hour dance instruction followed by a half hour of supervised practice at the Monday, April 15th, the regular meeting of the SUNY Geneseo Ballroom Dance Club at 8:30 p.m. We have already have the night spot reserved for our regular meeting, and the program will be open to the public. This is a unique experience for an organization like ours that functions mostly on student dance leaders. While our student dance leaders are highly trained, the chance to work directly with a top-notch professional will not only increase our dancing skills, but also generate new momentum and energy that will contribute to the sustainability of our organization. The only fee that Mr. Trigiani is requesting is to cover his travel expenses, which is $365. This is a real bargain. This is an amazing opportunity to work with a world-class ballroom dance instructor on our campus for minimal cost. And if you take a look on the back side of the request form, there's the budget, $260 for airfare, $53 for a bus ticket, and $52 for taxi fare.
Questions? Casey?
So how would you be getting here from Rochester to here? Is that something like this question?
Yes, he's coming.
Yeah.
Just be clear, it's like this is the cheapest airfare you can find, even like very expensive from like Rochester to New York.
It's pretty close.
Okay.
Plus it's an up to amount, so.
I mean, if we can get the exact flight information when he books it.
All right.
How are you planning on advertising this to the general public?
I mean, you can make posters and such. Either word of mouth.
What's up?
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Kate?
Probably more of a question, but just, you may not know because you're not SA funded. You can't advertise until the reading passes.
Sure.
Until the contract
And
is
the
signed.
contract.
Any other questions? Discussion on the reading? Sorry.
This is really silly, but your round trip taxi fare from the bus stop to New York, to the airport, like a taxi to JFK in New York is about $50 one way. So I would just check with him why we said that.
All right.
Justin?
Once you get the pad in there for it seems like a pretty reasonable deal. It's nice that this performer will be requesting food and watching it.
The college has offered this, coming off with Davis.
Casey?
Yeah, I think it's, lucky that the speaker happens to have a well-known, husband of modern dancers. So I think it's a good job for you guys for noticing that.
Seeing no further discussion, moving on to approval of the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining. Congratulations, your reading passed week 1700. Moving on to item 80-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $810 from budget increases account 1099 to get Geneseo Area Gaming Group account 1922 to fund the Geneseo Area Gaming Group Magic Free Draft first of two readings GAG.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike Daniela. I'm the newly elected representative for GAG regarding card games, and specifically Magic the Gathering also. Last time we had a free draft was last semester and it was hugely successful and we got a record 70 people. And as a newly elected officer, I'm looking to hopefully get even more people this year, expand the group of people playing Magic on campus. And the age of $10 would cover 9 booster boxes of product for us to run an event upwards of 80 people if we can get that many, with hard support for people regarding even if we don't hit 80. Hopefully it'll get a lot of people coming, we'll be able to get some of the new people interested in the game. And then from that point, we'll also try to get them to more of our events. This would be a great starting point.
Questions? Casey?
Did you go through all of the ones we allocated for last year? So.
Yes.
Other questions? Okay. Oh, Laura.
Do you know what it is?
I think it was April 22nd, I believe. I don't remember the exact date. 20th second.
Sarah?
I'm sure we covered this last semester, but why don't they have this in their budget? In general, you do this GLP, you should fund it, okay?
Any other questions? Discussion on the reading? Any discussion? Okay. Sylvia?
Sounds like fun.
Okay, moving on to a vote on the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining. Congratulations, your reading passed 700.
Thank you guys.
Item 81-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee approved the realignment request of $100 from SA Programs account 1002, Relay for Life event to create a new line to rent an inflatable house for their April 13th to 14th event, first and only reading, Relay.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm the chair of Relay for Life. We had the money we previously asked for to cover our decorations costs, our stage, and our DJ costs. However, GLK was able to set aside some money for us to pay for our supplies for decorations before they cut off the budget. So they were able to get our decorations, and we would now like to get a bounce house. We did with some money from the winning contest, and we paid for the rest of it. So we just like to reallocate the money from our previous ask to this.
Question? Justin?
Where are you gonna put the bounce house?
We had the gym also. Last year we had the inflatable surfing thing.
Does this require a contract, or is there a contract? Has that started?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Discussion on the reading? Sylvia?
I think it's really great that you're finding new ways to use the money to do something else for the people who are attending, like getting more decorations. So that's really great.
Justin?
I guess just to be clear, since I don't know if you're familiar with Boston Street funded, any advertisements I guess now have to have the SA logo since we're doing for something.
Discussion on the, or did I have any discussion?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other discussion? Moving on to vote on the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining. Congratulations, your reading passed 700. Items 87-1213, be it resolved. Oh.
Chief told me.
82, what I said? Okay. 82-1213, be it resolved, the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $1,250 from permanent equipment, account 2000, to the SA Equipment Office, account 1014, to purchase a Boca printer. Be it further resolved that the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $634.04 from permanent equipment, account 2000, to the SA Ticket Office, account 1014, to purchase an HP ProBook 6470B notebook. And be it further resolved, the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $248 from budget increases, account 1099, to SA Ticket Office, account 1014, to cover shipping costs and purchase a docking station and Ethernet cable. First of two readings, Kate.
Okay, so the cost for a site license for the ticket office, for a second site license, would be about $1,500. Purchasing these, the Boca printer, and everything else would give Diane and the ticket office the flexibility of having basically two site licenses, but only paying for the one, because the laptop she could take up to WADS when they're selling tickets up there for events. The Boca printer that she has in her office is easily 20 years old, which is amazing that it still works. And her plan would be to take that Boca printer and leave it in the little ticket office up in WADS, also giving the flexibility to have it up there and to sell at the ticket office down here. And then the basic, the internet or the ether card and the shipping costs are right, the shipping costs for everything, and the docking station, sorry, docking station and the ether. So, and the ticketing system that she's had, it's worked fine for everything, but this is a way to kind of give the ticket office flexibility and Diane and the workers the flexibility.
Questions? Justin?
So is the printer going to be vegetarian? Because I think this company also makes burgers, right?
It is, yeah. And it's round.
Sylvia?
Okay, I just want to make sure, in under the price book, this is your preferred vendor, it says Choice Ticketing, but that should be both, correct?
Oh.
Because she's,
Yeah. I just want to make sure, like, I thought all of the bottom
Back
page.
Boca.
The bottom it says preferred vendor. Choice
It's
Ticketing.
Boca, right,
Boca,
correct.
okay, yeah. Just making sure.
Any other questions for us?
Since both printers have such good durability in the last 20 years, did you ever, is anyone looking to buy a used one?
We already have a really used one,
Yeah,
so maybe a new one.
That balances it
Yeah.
out.
Justin?
I don't.
Any other questions? Discussion on the reading. Okay, seeing none, moving on to approval of the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? Congratulations, your reading passed 700. Moving on to item 83-1213, be it resolved, the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $497 from permanent equipment account 2000 to SA Tax account 1004 to purchase an HP Compact Elite, and be it further resolved, the SA Executive Committee allocate up to $161 from budget increases account 1099 to SA Tax Services account 1004 to purchase an HP LCD speaker bar and an HP Compact monitor. First of two readings. Hey, George.
Hey everybody, so this reading is essentially just to purchase a new desktop computer that we have in our office in Union 317B, I believe is our room. The reason that we're asking for a new computer, the old one is 7 years old, I believe. I calculated when I did my inventory. It's not worth anything. I mean, it's been broken since September, the latest symptom being that our monitor is now a lovely shade of pink, and that everything else on the computer is just slow and breaking down, and it makes it incredibly hard for us to do office work or to check our inventory or check our roster without bringing in an external laptop. I've lately resorted to using our little netbook that's approximately this big to do office work and other such things, and it's faster than our big tower, and I thought it was kind of pathetic. We're requesting for another monitor so that we can do dual display off of this new computer. And it's incredibly handy to have, let's say, our calendar up on one screen and our roster on another, and it just makes everything go a little faster.
Questions for George? Malcolm?
My question's for Casey. Assuming the last reading and this reading will both pass this week and next week, how much is going to be left in permanent equipment?
Okay, well, right now there's 34,000 permanent equipment, so assuming the last one passes, it's just about 18. I mean, it'll still be at like 32 something. So, okay.
Any other questions? Boris?
Whose idea was it to have 2 monitors for the roster?
That is primarily a function of our scheduling and finance technical director, Quinn Thompson. Since he does most of his work in the actual office, he's constantly referencing the roster for contact information, our calendar for billing of events, how long, and various other things that we do day to day to keep us running in the state that we operate.
Follow.
Sure.
Is there like room for 2 monitors?
Oh yeah, our desk is quite large. Yes, it's large enough for 2 monitors.
Yeah, also another one.
Okay, go for it.
You're getting $14 speakers. Do you already have speakers?
Yes, we already do have speakers, but they are also very, very old. It's more of a cosmetic thing. I mean, I can care less about speakers. I keep on the actual computer.
Any other questions? Discussion on the reading? Sylvia?
I know you guys need a new computer, so I really hope this passes. I know what state it's not good.
Okay, seeing no further discussion, moving on to approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? The reading passes 7-0-0. Moving on. 84-1213, be it resolved the SA Executive Committee support the inclusion of a medical amnesty or Good Samaritan clause in the Geneseo Code of Conduct, first and only reading.
Hey everyone, so this call is kind of not a pattern, but this is done once before. 4 years ago, my freshman year, before I went to lobbying for Albany, in order to show United front behind a certain policy, namely maintenance of effort, rationalization policy, the Student Association Executive Board proposed a resolution. This is the first one that's come up since then. And basically what this would mean is that when I go to the college council or when a representative goes to the college council, the students can show, hey, this resolution calling for equal from the parties to the so it gives us the power of legitimacy that we don't have. Well, that we still might have, but maybe not on paper without the actual resolution itself. And why it's so vague? Basically, it's because it's hard to anticipate what form the sign could take. And it's hard to actually affect the policy when it can actually like create an actual policy. And so this is just a sort of like to ensure that our voices are being sounded. Speaking of platitude, and ensure that we sort of show you the this
Any questions for Justin? Forrest?
Do you know at all what the language relating to North
I do, but I have been asked not to assume it. People are still looking at that. And there is, I believe, one lawyer who still sits on the college council, and basically working around making sure that we can have a policy to keep. What else did the obligations to the state. But I have been voicing our concerns about policy on the community, so
He's on his 50th draft. That was the last time I talked to him, yeah. course.
So how many people are dealing this language and who is involved in writing it?
Well, okay, so this is a 4-year process, right? So it kind of, I think it started under Constant was the first person who really took this up. And it kind of like, I don't know where it's been since, I don't know where it was the next year, I think the year after Tyler was working on it, I've been working on it too. So this has been reviewed by the past 4 student associations, and I think that speaks to the extent to which we really need this policy. It's been 4 years since we've been working on this. But Montpelier's been the one who's been drafting it. It's gone in front of different administrators, it's gone to the president, it's gone to the college senate, and it's gone to Sansilio and many, many different incarnations. So basically this is a multilateral effort, and this is kind of the students who can start the effort to get this policy passed.
Yeah, given why is this resolution coming before SAED right now? And I'd like to clarify that question a little bit as to why I'm asking. Why is it coming in terms of a more general, be it resolved, moving in support of the inclusion of a clause, rather than be it resolved with support the inclusion of this specific clause? As Carly mentioned, Dr. Portfolio has gone through many, many drafts up to this point. There's still a lot of room for it to change, and as you yourself said, he isn't ready to share the language that he's got publicly. So why not wait until, a draft is arrived at that's going to be going before college council, and then endorse that specifically?
It's a problem with timing. With so many moving pieces in the draft having been reviewed by so many people, including Montpelier, Sansilio, and the college's lawyers, it's almost impossible to have a specific policy with that. Why is it coming forward now? We have 2 weeks, I guess, until the rally, in support of medical amnesty. I want to make sure there's some legitimacy going into that rally and show the student association behind this. And the letter writing campaign has already started. The problem is it's impossible for me to anticipate essentially when the actual specific language that Montpelier has proposed will actually be presented to Sansilio and the lawyer. And this is just to cover all of our bases before we actually present on the college council. Now the reason we're having this rally on the 10th is because the college council's last meeting of the year, so our last chance to actually get this into the code of conduct, will be on April 12th. So that's why I want to make sure we, for the 4th time, I think, cover all our bases as soon as possible. 4th time, fully pledged.
Sadie?
Donovan's question is a valid one, and I also wanted to, I guess, explain why we're not including the current reiteration of the language, and I think that, for me personally, not that it's my job to put this on the agenda, it's not, but the current evolution, if you will, of the medical advocacy policy language is not something that is acceptable to me, and I don't think it's something that would be acceptable to our students. I don't think that it would do what it is designed to do. So that's why. And to have that on record that I don't like the policy as it currently stands, and I don't like the language Montpelier has currently created.
Malcolm?
Yeah, I mean, what Sadie was mentioning, I didn't know that there was specifically an issue, because I haven't seen the draft, but that's exactly why I asked my question. So my question would be, could there be some way, especially considering this is only a 1-week reading, is there some way we can either wait or actually get a chance to see the language before voting on it?
If it's proposed next week, we have specific language proposed before the agenda for period to get something on the agenda for next week's passage. I'd be happy to bring it up again some other we have. But right now I want to get this passed, make sure that we show that this is what other than the 6 are available next week. And at the very least, the agenda period is closed, I think the agenda. I'll present the video open discussion.
Any other questions for Justin? Discussion on the reading. Matt?
I had a really good conversation with Miles Chapman actually yesterday about how he's been a tour guide for 4 years, and like how in his experience he's actually interacted with like dozens of parents who have like called or talked with him about how the medical amnesty policy here is actually a particular issue for like their student going to Geneseo as with regards to a different school like Colgate or something. So I think that in addition to my personal beliefs, my beliefs from like a residence life perspective and like an individual, I think this is important for like the future of like Geneseo students and like their parents feeling like good about them going to the college. So I think in every way this is important.
Sylvia. I do have to abstain because I serve on the student conduct board, but I do think this is something very important to be looking at.
Malcolm?
I'm in favor of the idea behind it, that SA should be supporting medical amnesty. I think it's a good policy, and I've tracked SA's progress through it over the last few years. But I'm more than a little concerned about passing even just this reading tonight, because, well, I know from experience, Dr. Morfolio definitely reads the minutes from these meetings, and I'm concerned he might take a passage of this resolution, even worded as it is, as a resolution endorsing language that, as Sadie indicated, might not be in our best interest.
Hopefully my former statement will prevent him from thinking that.
I hope so too. That's my concern. I'm expressing my feelings.
Sarah? I think that, Sadie and Malcolm, you certainly make a valid point. I think the purpose of this resolution is not to say that we will be happy with any form of medical amnesty that gets passed. Of course, we're acknowledging that most of us have not seen it, I haven't seen it, and that if it doesn't fit this standard for the student body, then we will have issues. But it's more of a statement that this is a pressing matter that needs to get addressed in the proper ways. And our student body is really demanding it, that enough time has passed, and it's time to actually move. So I think this is a wonderful resolution. We did have one earlier, it was against using, but this is a little more concrete, I think. Yeah, so I think this is a great idea, and I'm excited for that.
Forrest?
I just want to do like a straw poll from who here is in favor of passing this amendment? Resolution, whatever. I don't know what.
Can you keep them
This
up?
I should count it, because it looks better than the 6.
That's a good help.
Can you count me in?
Thank you.
All those opposed to this? Don't feel peer pressure. All those abstaining? Who here did not vote?
It's okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Justin?
Just as a person proposed this resolution, my understanding is it complements the letter that we wrote, and essentially what we called for in that letter is what my vision of this medical amnesty policy would be. And speaking of the letter, I'm sorry I didn't get to the last 4 people here. I have extra copies upstairs. You all can come if you want. But once again, if any of you think that your organization is interested in signing this letter, please follow me to SA office. It'll take like 5 minutes maximum. I can give you 3 minutes maximum. And I'll give you a bunch of copies of this. Just return them to College Union 316, the Student Association office.
Malcolm?
I would just like to express my deepest hope that SA, both the 8 of you individually, SA as a whole, the people coming in for next year, I hope that SA continues to advocate for a decent medical amnesty policy. So please, regardless of whether this passes, continue to push the issue and make sure that the policy that eventually gets adopted is in the students' best interest.
I also want to go on record and say I support this because I don't get to support it via voting. So just please put me down in the minutes as supporting this. Any other discussion? Okay, moving on to approval. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? All those abstaining?
I abstain.
Okay, that was 2 abstentions. Okay, the reading passes 5-0-2. Open discussion, I actually have a thing for open discussion that I want to touch on. So how many of you guys out there have noticed the wall of student involvement in the union upstairs? Like instead of having all the bulletin boards in the 300, like the far hallway, like there's now these really nice photographed involvement things. Okay, down to 2. How many of you guys think that that looks really nice? It classes up the joint of it. It's nice. recently there's been an incident of vandalizing those pictures. Actually, one specifically was vandalized. So, like, please don't do that. It's really not cool because those look really nice, and as we pretty much generally decided, it looks really good. So please respect those and respect like the individuals that are in those photos, and please don't vandalize the things up there. Justin. Sunny, I don't have anything I would like to say to the vandalization point. Okay, Justin.
Everybody wants extra copies, just like meet me here if you're done signing out and we'll give you some. I really appreciate if you do talk to your organization. That really helped a lot.
Malcolm.
I have 2 items for open discussion. They're actually more questions for the specific members of SA or individuals. The first, I think, is Casey. It could be a number of possibilities. The question is, with everything that's what's going on, especially with the new printer that you guys just went to the expense of purchasing for permanent equipment, what's going on with all of these printing errors, given the permanent equipment on one of my minutes, 2 pages of one of my minutes, given the issue with Geneseo Quidditch a couple of weeks ago, what's going on with the printing?
Well, okay, so the Geneseo Quidditch is separate from whatever is on your page, because I don't know what it is, because it's not on our copies, which were copied at the same time. That is a human error on my part, so it has nothing to do with the printer. I'm sorry, I thought it before, but that's like not to do with the printer. I don't know why yours looks like that. I see it from here, but I can't tell you. I don't look through all the copies that I make, nor do I make the copies of the minutes specifically. So I'm sorry for that. They're online as well. You can get them. If this becomes a regular problem, we'll look into it, but I don't think it's a problem because we already the copies. So
Okay, so you think it's more human error?
I think it's just you. I think somehow all of that.
Which one was affected everyone in the room?
No, I understand, but that was nothing. The printer did its job. I didn't do it.
And your second question?
Yeah, my second question. Given that the budget will have already been passed, and at least as far as I know, there won't be anything impacting SUNY in front of the legislature at the end of April, and there isn't much point in going to Albany for advocacy when there isn't much there, what are we going to be doing in Albany?
Well, the issue at hand is that a lot of the money that is going to the SUNY system is going to bail out hospitals because upstate medical, I don't know what they're called, and downstate are both operating in the red. So although SUNY got the amount of money that they have requested for from this proposed budget, it's really not enough because there was not extra money provided anywhere to bail out hospitals, which means the SUNY as a whole will, less money will be going to the colleges, and because the money is going to the hospitals. Does that make sense? So what we're, yes, does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to continue explaining. All right. So what we're going to be advocating for is for some kind of insulation or firewall between the finances of the hospitals and the finances of the rest of the SUNY system. So those institutions in SUNY like Geneseo who operate competently and don't operate in the red will not be affected by those institutions, such as the hospitals that do operate in the red. In addition, we're also going to be discussing the need for ever-increasing TAP funding for those students who are of lower socioeconomic background, which is relevant every single year, despite the situation of the SUNY system as a whole.
Follow-up questions? First follow-up question would be, so why talk to the legislature rather than SUNY Central? We need to be talking about central administration, about how they operate the budget. I agree that funding the hospitals out of the good SUNY campuses is a problem, but why not actually talk to the people who do something?
After my conversation recently with the Vice President of Administration and Finance, it is my understanding that it would take an act of the legislature to create such a firewall, and if I am incorrect, I will address it with their Vice President of Administration and Finance to find out who we should be talking to. And if you'd like, I can clarify that point with him for the next meeting.
Please.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to cut in. I'm thinking that this discussion might be more effective and fruitful if we come back and have a discussion about lobbying things, maybe in next open discussion or another point in time, so we're not dragging out this specific meeting. Does anyone else have any other open discussions they would like to bring up at this point?
If anyone has any questions about actually going on the budget ethics trip, please see me after the meeting.
Yep, right back there.
I'm from Musical Theater Club. We have performances next week, April 4th, 5th, 6th at 8 o'clock. It's free, it's fun, it's awesome. You guys should all think about going.
Where?
Oh, the Alice Austin Theater. Yeah.
Okay, seeing no further, I adjourn this meeting at 7:15.